Another round of some isolated showers and storms, making an impact day with a chance for some flash flooding. The neighborhoods that could see the heaviest of rain coming up.
Plus, charges filed in a crash that left a local woman dead. The series of events police say that the driver caused before that fatal collision. And addressing hate when it happens in the communities they leave. The retreat happening now in Pittsburgh aimed at making cities nationwide safer.
Pittsburgh's Action News 4 at noon starts now.
And the news at noon starts with Pittsburgh's action weather. It's an impact day for more rain coming through that could result in flash flooding. Thanks so much for joining us. We've got a lot to get to. I'm Lily Coleman. You know meteorologist Ashley Doherty. She's here with a look at your certified most accurate forecast. Yesterday was tricky. This morning was tricky. And we're not out of the woods just yet.
No, we still have a little bit of low visibility in some spots. But the thing is, not everyone's going to see the rain today. So I say don't cancel your outdoor plans, but you need to be weather aware. And here's why. We do have those isolated showers and storms that'll start to pop here really within the hour or so, and they're just going to produce some of them some heavier downpours with the ground already so saturated. And if it sits over a neighborhood that got hit hard yesterday, that is going to give us the potential for some flash flooding. That impact day will extend into Friday with more widespread rain again and some isolated non-severe storms, meaning we're not expecting the gusty winds. But right now we still have a little bit of low visibility downtown Pittsburgh. You're going to feel the humidity out there. 78 right now in Pittsburgh, 80 this afternoon in Beaver, 75 in Washington, Greensburg at 79, 74 currently into Franklin. So here's the breakdown. Again, we are going to see a chance for a shower, an isolated storm as early as 2 o'clock. Should be out of here by 6. A lot of the impacts look to be into Allegheny, parts of Washington. That area will be watching closely. Also into Westmoreland, extending up into Armstrong and Indiana. We'll still see a few cells trying to develop for the evening drive, but overall shouldn't be too bad. But that impact day does come on Friday. Stick around. I'll time it out here in just a couple minutes.
All right, Ashley, thank you. We begin in Washington County, where we continue to monitor the damage left behind after yesterday's flash flooding. Pittsburgh's Action News 4 reporter Ava Rash showing us the hard-hit Cecil Township area.
Crews were hard at work cutting up a massive tree that fell on power lines last night at this busy intersection of Route 50 near Mawhinney Road. The roadway mostly clear, but wires were still down off to the side, and the telephone pole is broken in half. According to West Penn Power, about 70 customers are still in the dark because of this issue. The company still has to restore power and fix the damage left behind. We saw cars driving through the area, but cones were also up, blocking off parts of the roadway. Luckily, no one was hurt, but this video from last night shows just how much damage that storm did in Cecil. Then in Canonsburg, flooding was the main issue. Just take a look at this video from West Pike Street. People were out in their rain boots trying to dig out the storm drains and get the water to go down. We spoke with a business owner who tells us the storm caused roughly $100,000 worth of damage.
At last check with West Penn Power, the restoration time is 2 o'clock this afternoon. We're now covering Washington County and Cecil Township. Ava Rash, Pittsburgh's Action News 4.
Ava, thank you. Meantime, in Allegheny County, a historic landmark partially collapsed last night. According to our partners at the Trib, part of the historic Opera House in Tarentum crumbled. Our cameras found broken glass and windows there. The area is blocked off for the time being as officials are working to assess the stability of that building. Weather, rainwater, and age are all factors being considered as a part of that initial investigation. And with today already an impact day and another one on the way tomorrow, this is a great time to make sure you have our free WTAE app downloaded. You can track conditions with our interactive radar and get alerts as the forecast changes sent directly to your phone. Well, we turn now to other headlines and new at noon. Charges filed in a crash that killed a woman last month in West Mifflin, Allegheny County. Shelly Hunter of Witter, died in that collision at Lebanon Church and Buttermilk Hollow back on July 11th. We now know Keith Sherba Jr. faces multiple charges, including homicide by vehicle while driving under the influence. Investigators say the 40-year-old was speeding in a construction vehicle that was stolen out of Oakland and crashed on the Birmingham Bridge before the deadly collision in West Mifflin. Well, new from overnight, no injuries were reported when a fire broke out early this morning in Pleasant Hills, Allegheny County. That fire along Woodland Drive growing to 2 alarms. It was first reported around 3:30 this morning. More than a dozen fire trucks spent the morning there on scene. The assistant fire chief says that fire was mainly contained to the attic of the home.
It's actually best case scenario. There's nothing above it for it to go any further. So we know that we're able to, the space that we're working with, it's pretty contained to that space. The heat was held in a little bit more because there was a slate roof, older home.
No word on a cause, but the fire marshal is investigating.
On this vote, the yeas are 8, the nays are 5, and the motion is agreed to.
So help you God.
A committee of senators voting to hold Dr. Anthony Fauci in contempt after he repeatedly pled the fifth during a hearing last week. That hearing focusing on COVID-19 and its origins, as well as decisions made about lockdown during the pandemic. ABC's Christiane Cordero explains why the Homeland Security Committee will now advance the resolution to the full Senate, where it faces an uncertain future.
1 week after Dr. Anthony Fauci was in the hot seat on Capitol Hill,
I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
the Senate's Homeland Security Committee voting along party lines to hold him in contempt of Congress.
Dr. Fauci faced no risk of federal prosecution. All he had to do was tell the truth.
Fauci repeatedly pled the fifth during his hearing last week, which largely centered around the origins of COVID-19 and his handling of the U.S.'s national virus response. Senator Rand Paul claims Dr. Fauci lied about how COVID-19 started and misled the public, which Fauci forcefully denies, saying he has always kept an open mind about the virus's origins. In President Biden's final hours in office, Fauci received a preemptive pardon. The pardon, however, does not protect Fauci from new charges under the Trump administration.
The only conclusion I can reach is that the sole reason he is calling me before this committee is to get me to say something, anything, that could vindicate his repeated public pledges that I end up, in his words, quote, behind bars.
Committee Democrats defended Fauci today and raised concerns about the precedent set if anyone is punished for invoking the Fifth Amendment.
The chairman is now asking the committee to take a vote that could harm our ability to conduct future investigations, all without making a reliable case that there is a legal basis for holding Dr. Fauci in contempt.
Typically, this resolution would next go to the full Senate floor, where it needs a 60-vote supermajority to pass. Instead, Senator Paul is taking it directly to the DOJ first. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
This afternoon, we are hearing from a local mother after someone has been arrested and charged in the murder of her son in East Hills from earlier this summer. You may remember 18-year-old Tristan Taylor was killed while walking home with his mom back on June 30th. He had just graduated from Pittsburgh Alderdice and planned to go to college in the fall. His mom says she can now breathe a small sigh of relief.
My son didn't deserve this, and I'm just happy that accountability, that is my biggest thing. I've always taught him that whatever you do, you have to be held accountable for it.
Police were able to identify 18-year-old Ronald Stanford as the suspect after talking with witnesses and going through surveillance footage from that area. Well, scary moments in the North Hills. A man is accused of breaking into a woman's car, then robbing and assaulting her at a busy shopping plaza there. Police tell us that Travis Patrica was digging through the woman's car at Rosstown Center off of McKnight Road. When she came off from work, she saw the 25-year-old and tried to fight him off. That's when she says he shoved her to the ground and took off on his bike. The victim tells us she never expected something like this to happen in such a busy area.
You have to really be careful. You have to really be aware of your surroundings. Even during the day, you know, things are happening that you just need to be conscious of.
I mean, if you come out and you see somebody in your car, the best thing we would tell people to do is retreat to a safe space and call 911 immediately.
Officers found the suspect in the woods where they believe he was living. He is behind bars, charged with robbery and simple assault. Well, multiple staff members in the Laurel Highlands School District have been accused of sex crimes involving students. 2 teachers were fired and charged in March. And last night, a 3rd teacher was terminated. Covering Fayette County, Pittsburgh's Action News 4 reporter Jordan Siopa hearing from the school board, who's also putting the superintendent's future into question.
On Wednesday night, the Laurel Highlands School Board voted unanimously to terminate an unnamed district employee following an investigation. Board President Marcus Donano confirmed to Pittsburgh's Action News 4 the employee in question was the same person who was placed on leave in April for alleged inappropriate behavior towards students in 2009.
I mean, I believe that the board is looking to move forward and improve the district, and we need the community support, and we want to earn the community trust.
The employee's leave came in the wake of accusations involving 2 other district staffers. In March, a teacher and a junior ROTC instructor were arrested and charged with sex crimes against students. Parents called for Superintendent Dr. Jesse Wallace to resign, claiming he knew about the allegations but failed to take action. He did, however, receive support during Wednesday's public comment ahead of a vote regarding his contract.
You, Dr. Wallace, had your door open to assist our program with anything we ever needed.
The board voted 6-3 to rescind Dr. Wallace's 3-year contract extension. The extension was approved in April 2025 and was set to end in June 2030. Instead, his contract will expire next summer. The board president says the decision followed legal analysis presented during an executive session.
With that information in hand, I don't want the community or the public or the district to be adherent or subject to a contract that may not be just.
While Donano wouldn't say why the contract wasn't, quote, just, he did say the reversal was not related to the recent sex scandals.
Not at all. It's complete separate.
Jordan Siopa, Pittsburgh's Action News 4.
New at noon, dozens of government leaders from around the nation in Pittsburgh today for the Strong Cities Network Mayoral Retreat. The seminar at the Pittsburgh Theological Seminary works to educate officials on potential threats and violence. Leaders talked about the forms of hate they're seeing in their communities, along with ways to combat it and how they can make their cities better.
Extremism throughout the globe happens in urban communities, and there are particular reasons for that, whether that's economic impoverishment, ideological silos. All of these things are realities. And so Strong Cities is committed to helping resource mayors and their administrations to combat those issues in a holistic approach towards addressing these things.
Mayor Corey O'Connor gave the opening remarks, speaking about the hate Pittsburgh has seen, specifically the Tree of Life shooting, and how the horrific event ended up bringing the city together.
And we're seeing so much hate speech, and we do know the incident that occurred, obviously, in Pittsburgh, that we want to talk about and then show how our city came together after the fact and became stronger.
He also said the city hired 5 people to work in violence prevention who can talk with kids about their specific experience with violence and why they should make changes for the better. 11 afternoon is our time. More headlines when Pittsburgh's Action News 4 continues. That includes a flight attendant being hailed as a hero for helping save a man's life on board.
And we still can't rule out some isolated showers, non-severe storms today. The potential for flash flooding is there. We'll be very isolated with these storms. Then we'll see more coming for Friday afternoon. Stick around. I got your hour-by-hour forecast here in just a few minutes.